Hey readers, so again we're going to keep working on some fluency skills, and we're going to talk about how great readers, they need to warm up just like great athletes do. You would never see an excellent athlete like Stephen Curry or like any other of your favorite athletes go onto the field without actually warming up. And being a reader is just like being an athlete, but with your mind. So today we're going to talk about how you can warm up by starting to practice seeing phrases. We've talked a little bit about what snap phrases are. Snap phrases are when, instead of just seeing one word and knowing it in a snap, you see a whole phrase or a whole chunk of text and you know it in a snap, so that you can see it all together with your eyes. So in order to do that, it helps to actually practice, just like you would practice shooting a basket, just like you would practice doing a cartwheel, just like you would practice doing a slam dunk or hitting a ball or throwing a ball. So let's talk about how we do that. First of all, it helps to have some warm-up phrases. I really like to come up with warm-up phrases while I'm reading. In fact, today I'm going to show you how you might add some warm-up phrases while you're reading by looking at this book, The Stories Julian Tells. Any phrase is helpful to practice because the great thing about language is that a lot of times we use the same words together, and once we get used to seeing them, we can see them more quickly. So let me show you how you can warm up as a reader. I'm going to use my book today just so that I can look at one phrase at a time. And I'm going to do it quickly. I'm just going to go across. At the game, for a drive, in the hall, on the wall, write it down. What did they say? A long time. Have you seen it? Now is the time. This is my cat, two of us. The first word, as big as the first, but not for me. It's about time. Because of, instead of. It was a beautiful day. It happened when. Shouldn't you? I didn't want to. If he would, he didn't need, don't even think of, that is so surprising, before that sheet, underneath it all, and etc. So it's my job as a reader to make sure that I'm getting warmed up so that when I open up my book, I can read more quickly and more fluently. Tonight, before you read, I want you to make sure you're doing that too. But let's pause for a second and let's talk about where these warm-up phrases come from in the first place. Well, while you're reading, if you see a phrase that happens a bunch of times, you can write it down and start using it as your own warm-up phrase. Let's look for an example. I'm reading this chapter called Catalog Cats. Let's go ahead and take a look and see if there are any warm-up phrases that I might be able to practice. Would you boys like to plant gardens? My father said. Yes, we said. Good, said my father. Father, I'll order a catalog. So it was settled. But afterward, Huey said to me, what's a catalog? A catalog, I said, is where cats come from. It's a big book full of pictures. You know, I'm thinking that it's a big book full of might be something I would see again. So I'm going to just write it down, and it's going to allow me to practice it. So I'm going to write it down here, right below where my other snap phrases are. It's a big book full of. Now, I might see this phrase with a different word in there. Instead of book, it might say it's a big bag full of, or something like that. The point is that I can keep on working on building my snap phrases by just looking while I'm reading and then thinking, how can I take what I read today and use it so that I can warm up to become an even better reader tomorrow? Go ahead and get started reading, and I challenge you to write down at least 3 new snap phrases that you can practice every day from now on. Go.